Did you know that in the United States, depression is the main reason why someone dies due to suicide approximately every 12 minutes and is resulted in the death of 4 times as many men as women, says hopefordepression.org. I would like to show you a picture of brain activity of two different brains, one being depressed and one not. As you can tell, the brain on the left is the one that is depressed. It has the more dark colors, less like brain activity going on and stuff like that. The one on the right is like full of the bright colors, a lot of activity going on, a lot of happiness and stuff like that. So today I will be talking about depression, the cause of depression, symptoms of depression, types of depression, treatments for depression. With that being said, I would like to get right into my speech. So, what is depression? Depression is a mental health disorder characterized by a persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities causing significant impairment in daily life. It isn't clear why men and women may experience depression differently. It's likely evolved a number of factors, including brain chemistry, hormones, and life experiences, says the Mayo Clinic staff in May of 2019. Is there only one form of depression? No, absolutely not. Depression can be broken down into 5 different types. Clinical depression, which is a mental health disorder characterized by persistent depression, mood, or loss of interest in activities, causing significant impairment of daily life, also known as major depression, and is the most common depression. Next is resistance depression disorder, which is a mild but long term form of depression. It's like being like 50-50 on depression. It's like you're depressed for like a long time, like maybe like 10 years, but it's not major depression. So it's not like you're super depressed, always like really down and suicidal thoughts. Maybe it's like 50% of the time you're like that, other 50 you're normal and happy and stuff like that. Also, depressive bipolar disorder, a disorder associated with episodes of mood swings ranging from like depressive lows and manic highs, also known as manic depression. Lastly, lastly is postpartum depression, which is depression that occurs after child's birth. This also puts someone at a high risk of developing like clinical depression, also known as major depression. Depression can be triggered from many different things, but the main causes are like health issues, such as like, say, someone in high school's on like the varsity team and like they break their arm and leg and can't play the rest of the season. They might lose out on like a lot of offers and stuff, which can cause them to be depressed. Also, financial issues such as like losing a job, not having enough money to pay for like a mortgage or like car note, losing a house or car, stuff like that. Also, relationship issues can be a trigger for depression, such as maybe your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you after being together for a long time, being really close, maybe falling out with like a really close friend, like your best friend, or maybe your mom and dad, like you're not really close to your mom and dad anymore after something happened. Also, depression can be hereditary. Scientists believe that as much as 40% of people with depression can trace it back to genetics, and the other 60% can be linked to the environment, such as close relationships with a family member with depression or being in poverty stricken areas. Something I can do to relate to this topic is my brother, who 7 years older than me, is like a father figure to me because my dad and mom like got divorced when I was like really young, and I looked up to my brother as like my big brother, my friend, and kind of like my dad. So him him being in like that position, being like the older man in the house with my single mother, he kind of like the second parent of the house. He took on like financial responsibilities and other responsibilities with stress and work. So he was like he was always like getting like stressed out about like stuff like that. So he became like kind of depressed and stuff. And since I was so close to him, looked up to him, like I caught on to a lot of his like I guess like traits and stuff or like depression, like stuff like that. So I also became a little depressed. And as the years like went on, it became worse and worse. But kind of I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Some symptoms of depression are mood swings, lack of motivation, loss of appetite, change in sleep patterns, fatigue, and suicidal thoughts. For a number of reasons, male depression often goes undiagnosed and can have devastating consequences when it goes untreated, says Mayo Clinic staff in May 2019. Unfortunately, the suicide rate caused by depression is 3 to 4 times higher than men than women. And I would like to bring up another picture to show. In this chart, you can see that the blue is the male and the green is like females and stuff, and you can tell that on the male side, it's like a lot higher in every category, 15 to 24, all the way up to 65 plus. And this study was conducted between 2007 and 2018. So it's pretty not too far, not too late, or not too old, I should say. Okay. Men are less likely than women to recognize their depression, talk about their depression, and seek treatment for depression. Yet, depression affects a larger number of men, said National Institution of Mental Health in January 2017. So, what about the men who do seek help? Treatment can consist of medication, talk therapy, or combination of the two. Some of the medication used are the SSRIs, which eases depression. Antidepressants take also antidepressants, which can take depression moods and anxiety away from for like periods of time and stuff like that. Um, Anxiolytics helps like relax the anxieties a depressed person might feel, like the tension they have, and can like promote sleep and stuff for them. Cause some like the sleep pattern for depressed people can like be really like messed up. Also, anti antipsychotics can be taken to help like depression and stuff. It like reduces like it like reduces and improves like the psychotic behaviors of people with depression, which is like suicidal thoughts and stuff like that, like want to harm themselves. But with all this being said, depression is such a prevailing mental health condition, and it doesn't get the urgency that it needs, which is why it is often unrecognized, undiagnosed, and untreated in many men. Thank you.